Alright, so I'm gonna tell you the story of my bad trip on shrooms. So I'm from Tampa, but I moved up to Atlanta. But I went down to Tampa for Warped Tour, so naturally I wanted to see my friends, right? And Saturday was the day before Warped Tour. My friend Matt he texted me. He's like, "Hey man, we're going camping Sunday night. You want to come?" And I was like, "Yeah man, I'm there." So I went to Warped Tour, and then right after Warped Tour, I went straight to the campsite and met up with them. So when I got there, they were all playing beer pong and stuff, having a good time. And I got there, I started having a good time. I missed them all. I hadn't seen them in however long, and so after a series of unfortunate events, we ended up not going to sleep that night. So I woke up at like 6 for Warped Tour, went all through Warped Tour, and then went straight to camping and didn't go to sleep, just stayed up. And then that night, we decided that we were going to go shrooming the next morning. So at around 7, we left the campsite and went to the shroom field, and we picked some shrooms. We picked a lot of shrooms. And then we went back to my friend Matt's house. So when we got to Matt's house, we just made ourselves some breakfast, and my friend Randolph went into the bathroom and started cleaning the shrooms off, and then when they were all clean, we went out onto the boat, went to a nice little secluded area, and the caps were, big caps, and, they told me to eat like 4, so I ate like 3 or 4, I don't really remember. I ate too much for the first time, and I ate big caps and long ass stems, the whole thing, and within 15 minutes I was feeling real tingly, and for some reason, like, we all just got into the water, and we're sitting there and like we were moving our arms just like my arms are snakes, like, tripping out. And then a few minutes later, after we got into the water, it started raining, so we were like, fuck, we need to get back to the house. And we're all the way on the other side of the lake, and it's a big lake. So we get back in the boat, and right when we got back in the boat, it started pouring. And when I say pouring, like, the fucking skies opened up. And for, like, some reason, we had the smart idea of fucking gunning it. So we're going, like, 40, 50, in pouring rain, tripping balls. You can imagine, like, getting hit by, like, rain that feels like fucking needles, tripping balls. Like, it was weird, right? So we get back to the house, and we're all sitting on the dock, and the rain settles down a little bit, and his mom and his sister come home. And his sister comes out onto the dock. She starts trying to talk to us and stuff, and we're just like, and I'm just like freaking out. Like, I'm like, dude, I cannot let her know I'm tripping. His sister eventually went inside, and then his mom came out, and we were talking about how we wanted to go back out on the boat, and it was still raining. So she pulls out her phone and looks at the weather, right? But me being in my state of mind, I was like, holy fuck, she's calling the cops. So this is where it just starts, like bad trip started. And, like, I start freaking out on the inside, but I'm trying to stay calm on the outside so she doesn't know. She eventually goes inside, and I'm sitting there, like, death gripping my phone, like, having an urge to throw it in the water or something, and I was just, like, freaking out. And then, through time, people started migrating inside, and there was only me sitting in the chair that I've been sitting in for, like, probably an hour at this point, and my friend Gio and Taylor were in the water. So I had to use the bathroom. So I got up, and I was walking, and I walked past them, and I was like, I have to use the bathroom. And they're like, yeah, just come in the water, just pee in the water. And I was like, no, if I go in the water, I will die. So I'm rushing inside to go to the bathroom because, like, I'm about to fucking piss my pants. And I get in the bathroom, and I close and lock the door, and I take a piss. And when I go to flush, I watch the water swirl down, and I just fucking, like, freaked out. I was just like, whoa, what is going on? And like, for some reason, I decided to sit down, and I sat down, and his toilet faces the mirror, and as you may know, looking into the mirror while you're tripping is a terrible idea. So I look, and I did not recognize myself. I was like, who the fuck is that? And like, I just sat there and looked at myself. And eventually my friend Randolph came by and he knocked on the door and he was like, dude, you alright? And I was like, yeah, dude, I'm fine. I'm just using the bathroom. He's like, you've been in there for a while. At this point in time, I was in the bathroom for 30 minutes. And everybody else, I was freaking out because his mom's home and I was in the bathroom for a long ass time. My friend Ryan calls me, he wasn't there yet. And he calls me and he's like, dude, what are you doing? And I was like I was still in, like, everything felt like a dream. So, like, I did not know I was talking to him. I was like, what? He's like, dude, why are you in the bathroom? I was like, how did you know that? How did you know I was in the bathroom? And like, he's like, everybody's freaking out. I was like, what is going on? And he's like, dude, I'll be over there in a second. And like, I was just like, who are you? Like, I did not know. And like, I get out of the bathroom and I walk through the house and I go back out on the dock and I sit down. My friend Randolph's like, dude, you need to calm down. You're fine. Everything's gonna be cool. And I was like, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. And like, and then my friend Ryan comes and I was like, where the fuck did you come from? I was like, why are you here? And I was like, what is going on? And I was just like tripping. Like, it was probably like 3-4 hours into the trip by now, and like, it was just bad. And like, I was just freaking the fuck out. Like, I was shaking and shit. Just, I did not know what was going on. Like, and eventually they got me mellowed out to the point where I just sat there and did nothing. And I tried to be a little bit social. And then we went back out on the boat and we went tubing, and tubing tripping was probably the scariest fucking thing I have ever experienced. Ever. Because, like, it was right after a storm, so the water was choppy as shit. And, like, we're jumping these huge fucking wakes. And, like, I'm just sitting there, like, tripping balls. Like, and it was just... it was bad, man. Like, I don't know, man. But I would definitely do shrooms again. Just a smaller amount. But that's my kinda-ish bad trip story on shrooms.